Oh wow, I finally found snow. Too bad I had to drive about 2 hours to get to it. Hi everybody, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome in. Today, I'm up in Cripple Creek, Colorado for the Cripple Creek Ice Festival. So why don't you come along and let's see what we can see. I'm filming this on February 14th, and nothing says Valentine's Day like a bunch of chainsaws. I had to make that long drive out just to see all of this. They closed down the street, and well, they have a whole bunch of people making their ice sculptures out here. It is the first day, so they're just getting started. And this event is actually going on for 2 weekends. Today is just the opening day. Some of them are more done than others, and I'm certain it would look even better with the, well, with all the lights, but they look pretty good right now. It's a whole street festival out here. This is kind of awesome. There's all kinds of stands, and well, there's kettle corn. I'm pretty sure there's even a bar out here somewhere. Oh, there it is. And for a festival, it's reasonably priced. Yeah, at $5, I couldn't resist. I do have to come up here a little bit more often. Yeah, it is about a 2-hour drive outside of Denver, separated into a few little segments. First hour or so is freeway. Then, well, you got a bunch of mountain driving. That mountain driving is separated into some parts that are not so mountain, and then the last 20 minutes. But after that, welcome to Cripple Creek. This is another one of those historic mountain towns that was somewhat saved by casinos. At least I assume that's the case because they do line this entire road. But aside from the casinos, it is just beautiful to walk around. And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Especially because there's finally snow around. Yeah, too bad it's the middle of February. And here we have a nice tribute to Pink Floyd. Actually, they're just getting started. And speaking of just getting started, I'm just making my way down to the very end of town. Then I'm going to work my way back up to where I started. And we're going to see some of these sights. Alright, and I've reached the end of where I could go with my alcohol. So, now's where we turn around and start walking up the street. Yeah, but before we move along, you know what time it is. Like I said, the entire place is lined with casinos. There's the Century Casino over there. There's, well, a few others over on this side. We're not here to gamble. I am very much tempted to go into some of these casinos, however. Well, is it a car or is it a building? Yeah, there's a lot of historic buildings along this path. Well, we're mostly here to see the ice. And some of the buildings. Yeah, many of these ice sculptures are right at their beginning. I'll stay out here for a couple of hours and see how they progress throughout the day. But I think they said, at least on this one, they're going to be doing much of their work at night. We'll see. And you can, in fact, vote for your favorites. And if you can't tell, well, that's the shady side of the street, and that's where all the ice is. I actually very much do love those pyramids over there, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be cutting out those camels at some point. And of course, here is its QR code. And what would a festival be without knives? Hey, we also have a few donkeys, and, well, guess what? Yeah, one of those donkeys is running for mayor. You can vote right now if you want. Oh, wow, a Spider-Man poncho. Okay, something tells me I'm going to want to be here in a little bit. I read something about a speed carving contest. I definitely don't want to miss that. Yeah, I think it's starting at 1:30 and it's 1 o'clock right now, so I'm coming back to this. In the meantime, I'm just walking up and down the street, looking at all these buildings and, well, checking out this whole street fair. This is my second time out to Cripple Creek. Last year I came out for ice castles, which is, well, right out there. This year I'm not going to be doing it. I had that little issue with my foot. I'm still waiting for it to heal, and I really don't feel like traipsing around on a bunch of ice. Yeah, but that ice castles event is kind of fun. Just make sure you wear the right shoes. Like I said, it's not all paved or anything. It's pretty much all a bunch of loose ice and snow. You're still loading a bunch of the ice in, speaking of ice. I made it to the ice carving. Let's go ahead and wait for that as they start to warm up their chainsaws. Yeah, so only a few more minutes to wait for that. Unfortunately, the tent is highly reflective. Hopefully that doesn't interfere. It is fairly bright. We'll see if we can angle it just right so it doesn't interfere too much. We still have some last minute ice coming in. Then I think we'll probably be getting started. Alright, I think we're getting close to ready. Yeah, they're starting to unwrap the ice. Okay, maybe we do still have a little bit longer. They're still getting the ice into position. But I am glad I showed up when I did. It's kind of filling up around here. Well, it's now about 1:45 and they have cleared one of the 6 pallets. We'll see how long this takes. Now they're starting on a second pallet. But at least they do have a little bit stacked up over on this side. I'm not sure how many stations they're setting up. Still moving ice. Yeah, they're saying that they had an ice delivery that was delayed. That's what's going on right now. So hopefully we'll get started. Still unloading. For now, they are still unloading. I do, however, wish they would give us an update on the expected start time. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes to 2. This was supposed to start at 1:30, and the next contest is supposed to start at 3:30. Let's see what time this actually starts. Starting to bring in some tools, it looks like. Yep, I'm pretty sure setup is done. Yep, we've even have some of the artists starting to sketch on the ice. So we must be getting ready.
Carving for Ice Fest 2026. We have 4 carvers for this heat. We have Dominic, we have Leah, we have Juan, and we have Ken. So they're going to be carving head to head for $1,000.
Okay, so they get a half hour for stacking and planning, and then an hour to actually carve.
Are we ready? Get there. Let me know when you're ready, Juan.
Well, they're mostly ready. Now they're just waiting for one more carver.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start the 30-minute timer, and ready, set, and go!
But they started the timer anyway. 30 minutes to stack and plan, even though one of them already started. Yeah, no pressure. just 30 minutes. Oh, I think the final carver just got here. And apparently stacking and planning involves chainsaws. Yep, nothing says love more than chainsaws. And that is obviously the theme for today's carving. Yep, love is definitely in the air. Yeah, speaking of love, this one seems to be coming along nicely. And apparently I was wrong about the fourth one showing up. There seems to only be 3 right now. Surprisingly, this is actually quite fun. If you ever get to attend an ice carving contest, yeah, definitely do it. There still is one stack sitting dormant. Well, so far we have one group making that love symbol. One group that we don't know what's going on. And over here, I'm pretty sure I can guess what they're doing. Yeah, a larger piece on top of a small piece with one piece left behind. I'm willing to bet they're doing a heart. And the mystery one does have a bit of an angle on it. This is going to be interesting. They're flipping this piece over. I could always be wrong about this one. We'll see. I also like the fact that they use little water guns to seal it. And then they rub it with a little bit of snow. And this one had a little bit of cardboard stuck on that top surface. And this group is being a little less precise by using a chainsaw to clear it off. Alright, they're moving this final piece in place. And the other side is still chainsawing. The third is just sitting there waiting for it to start. And there still is nobody touching the fourth stack. Okay, now I'm definitely thinking I was wrong on this one because they're preparing another small piece, most likely for the top. And the other ice is finally getting moved. I don't think this is the group that's actually working on it, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I was definitely wrong on this one. We'll see what the others are. And sealing it up with a water gun. I guess they're doing some finishing touches before they get ready to actually start carving. I think we might have maybe 12 minutes left in this round, and then the actual carving begins. Yeah, this is prep work, not actual carving, and well, now we can start to tell what this is going to be. Okay, maybe you can tell. I really still can't. And the mystery one got a little bit taller. Number 3 is still just sitting there ready. Now I have no idea what's going on with number 4. We still have a few minutes left on this stage, however. Alright, now they started working on this one again. And these two are still being worked on, but yeah, still absolutely nothing with this one. I'm actually a little bit more curious about this one at this point. What is it going to be? Yeah, I still can't really guess. Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I think that one person was close. I'm pretty sure it's a rose, however. This one, however, is starting to take shape. Hey, we finally have some action over here. Okay, so it looks like I was one off on where the heart is. There's the heart. That's definitely a rose. We're still trying to figure this one out. And there is our love. So now the only question that remains is, what is this one? I do love how this one's coming along. Well, we've officially reached the half-hour mark. And this one over here has finally started carving. In fact, I might be starting to figure out what this one is. Yeah, the time is 2:34, and they're still coming right along. Alright, so now we can kind of figure it out. We have our two horses over here. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a rose. Then we have Dr. Frankenfurter's tattoo. And our love symbol. The only real question I have at this point is, are they horses or unicorns? Either way, happy Lunar New Year and Valentine's Day rolled into one. Getting a little more precision and using a few different tools over here on what I'm assuming is a rose. Okay, I may have been wrong about this one yet again. The part that he's working on right now, he's kind of blocking it, but I'm seeing now a woman holding up something. Something that's much larger than she is. So we'll see what this ends up being at the end. But whatever it is, he's really working on it. There's a slightly better view. I'm not sure if I can figure out from sitting here what it is, but you might be able to figure out on the screen. This one, however, is fairly obvious at this point. Yeah, the sun has been moving along in the sky. Well, we have some other instruments coming out. I guess it's time for a little fine-tuning of the horses. These other two are coming along. And the far one is really looking close to finished. I think they just said they have about 10 minutes remaining. Less than 5 minutes remaining.
Let's start cheering them on. Start picking out your favorites.
Alright, I'm pretty sure that now is a woman kissing a horse.
Over there we have Leah with the heart.
They are getting ready for the judging. And of course now we have crowds up in the front. So I apologize if I can't really show you much at this point. Oh, I think we're about getting ready. Alright, I decided to get up and get into the crowd for this judging. and to start getting a nice close-up look of them. The judges are coming through, scoring it up. The judging looks to be almost done. All of these artists were wonderful. Let's find out who wins. They are just tallying up the last numbers.
And I'm happy to announce for $1,000, the winner of the speed competition for 130, the first one, is Dominic, the love of...
And it's Dominic. Yeah, one of the carvers already came by and said that Dominic wins every single year, so. And there's a quick look at our winner.
This is the...
But all four of them are absolutely wonderful.
One more. But we do need...
Still want to get a nice close-up of all four of them. Yeah, that was the artist just taking a picture of her work. There's a nice look at the final one. Yeah, that was a fun little contest. Yeah, but now I do have about a 2-hour drive to get home, so I think we're going to start wrapping this video up. So I definitely want to thank everyone for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that other fun YouTube stuff. Now, I'm never really sure of when the next video is going to drop, so make sure you click that bell notification as well. And as I leave you, just make sure you spread a little extra kindness around in the world. It's a kind of a stressful place right now. And I will take one final stroll past all these pieces just to say goodbye.